Hello guys, welcome back to our YouTube channel. So today we'll be discussing about securing the educational material for the International Language Academy of Canada. So in which this we'll discuss about the best practices and the tools which will be used in the process. So the initial I'll give you about the introduction, then I'll explain you what data encryption is, how data encryption tools will be used, how we will mitigate the risk for that. We've created some infographics, and also in the end, we'll conclude. So, I'll just give you a brief introduction about the International Language Academy of Canada. So, the International Language Academy of Canada is an undertaking the construction of an online platform to enhance the educational delivery. With the growing relevance of educational resources, we need to protect the intellectual property so that the data is not used by anyone else. So the best practices for data encryption is the end-to-end encryption. Just one example, we use this end-to-end encryption in WhatsApp as well, so that only two users can see the data, and use the encryption throughout the data transfer procedure to prevent unwanted access so that no one else can have access to it and no one can alter the message. And the strong encryption algorithms, we'll use the AES 256 to ensure the data protection. Then some key management processes and procedures, establish stringent key management protocols for securely creating, storing, and changing encryption keys. So we'll have different keys at different time. So there's no one else. So there will be only limited access, and no one else will be able to access it. And the regular auditing and monitoring. So this will keep us briefly reported about the current situation about the data. So the best practices for data encryption. So SFTP, which is also known as Secure File Transfer Protocol. So this is one of the safest ways to transfer data, and also the hypertext transfer protocols secure to keep the data safe when it is being sent from one location to the another, so that there's no unwanted access to it, and we'll protect the data accordingly. The authentication mechanisms use strong ways to check who users and devices are. Like we can use different types of multi-factor authentications for that. So only the authenticated users can access the data, and there'll be no alteration or no changes in the data. The tools we'll be using for this will be OpenSSL. The first tool, so description about OpenSSL. OpenSSL is a widely used open source toolkit implementing SSL/TLS protocols for securing data transmission over networks. So if you have to do data transfer online, SSL is the best thing, like one of the best things. So the features are, it supports encryption for data security. It offers comprehensive set of cryptography functions and protocols. It's flexible and customizable for various encryption needs. So it means that the user can customize it according to the required way. Implementation procedures: you just have to install the OpenSSL toolkit on servers to implement it, and follow document, like there's a documentation we'll follow to implement it, to configure the following. And the recommendation is OpenSSL. It's trustworthy and widely used technology for protecting data transport. So when we transport the data, uh, we can trust this application or trust this technology with a closed eyes, just because it's best in the business. So the next one is tools. It's like for the VeraCrypt tool. VeraCrypt is an open source disk encryption tool used to create encrypted volumes on storage devices, ensuring data confidentiality and integrity. So VeraCrypt is its features are, it creates encrypted volumes, like you can create different sections of data and encrypt it differently, or the containers like different folders as well. So this supports encryption algorithm and key derivation methods. It offers features like hidden volumes and plausible deniability for enhanced security. Implementation procedures: deploy VeraCrypt software on servers or storage devices. configure and create encrypted volumes containing educational materials. So here also we'll use the guidelines of the Veracrypt to install it on the server devices and storage devices, and you can create encrypted volumes accordingly. So just an advantage of it is Veracrypt offers robust encryption capabilities to safeguard data at rest. So even if the data is at no use, it is still safe in that, so no one else can have access to it. And if the nature is and solid features make it reliable option for protecting storage volumes carrying vital instruction information. So if it's transported from one volume to another, it's still safe in it. GNU PG, or like GNU Privacy Card. So this is a free and open source encryption software used for encrypting email services, and so that the communication is safe. If a user is sending file to another, so it will be safe throughout the process, and no one else can have an access to it. So its features are its open standard, for it is an open source and also free, and gives email encryption in it, supports symmetric and asymmetric methods. So in data privacy there are two types of methods, symmetric and asymmetric. So there are some softwares who support just symmetric and not the asymmetric. So GNU is a better thing because it provides both symmetric and asymmetric methods to encrypt the software, and it offers like digital signatures and key management for secure communication. So if we have to verify anything digitally, we can use a digital signature as well. The next tool is the BitLocker. So BitLocker is a full disk encryption technology. It is built within Windows systems, so there's no need of any other external software or application to protect our data or storage devices. So features, it encrypts the entire disk volumes, including the operating system and data partitions. And as it is built in, it is integrated within the Windows system. We can deploy it seamlessly and according to the required usage of the management and the users. It supports multiple authentication methods for unlocking encrypted volumes. There are some there's the procedure. You just have to enable it on Windows. We don't have to pay an extra charge for that, and this would reduce the cost efficiency of the ILAC and the configuring encryption settings and authentication methods. So BitLocker, just a rational recommendation for that. BitLocker provides native encryption capabilities for Windows systems, making it straightforward and dependable option for protecting the data stored on server and storage devices, and with no cost, as it is built in within the Windows. So Xcrypt is a file encryption that encrypts individual files or folders, assuring data security and access control. So it's like Xcrypt will protect the data and the files and the folders, assuring that each and every file is secured and no unwanted user gets an access through it. And it encrypts individual files and folders with strong encryption. So even if you have to protect one particular file within the system, we can do that with the help of this. And it supports seamlessly with the file for all the file explorers, and it's easy to use as well. The next is Box Crypter. Box Crypter is a cloud encryption program. So if anything is stored on the cloud, we can use Box Crypter for that. Just one example, if we have something like Google Drive, Dropbox, or OneDrive, we can encrypt it using the Box Crypter. So there's no unwanted access to those files or data, and it supports multiple platform compatibility for seamless encrypted files. So encryption role in mitigating risk. So the very first important thing is confidentiality. So when ILAC encrypts educational materials while sending them, it makes sure the right people gets the keys to it. So there's no need of being worried about it, that if that it shouldn't be there for some users, and if even if it gets Even if there's a confidentiality problem, the ILAC security team will take care of it. So, and the next is the integrity. So, integrity in this encryption protects data by detecting any unauthorized alterations or tampering attempts. So, if someone tries to get into the data, having no access to it, we'll get a report about it. So, and we can, and with no changes or illegal adjustments, we can precisely assure that when the data is received, so we'll keep it safe accordingly. Encryption role in mitigating risks, authentication. So the next step is authentication. Encryption methods use authentication to check who users and devices are when they are transferring data. This makes sure that the communication is safe and stops anyone who shouldn't be there from getting in. So the same thing which I explained you about integrity. So it will protect the users. It will protect the data from the unwanted users. Only the people who have the like the right to access data, they can authenticate it. The next is the compliance. ILAC's way of encrypting data follows Canadian law like PIPEDA, making sure that the student and staff information is safe. So there is so just to be legally correct, if we if the according to Canadian law, all the student and staff data should be kept safe. So there is no problem to the students and the staff working within. So there are several different data like their address, their phone numbers that should be kept safe. So we have to take care of this as well. This is a datagram like how encryption will actually work. You can check the link in the in the bio to actually visit it. So you can zoom and check all the data within it. This is another infogram. This will create all the like show you all the mitigating risks of encryption rules. And in the end, we can conclude that we the ILAC will use the strong encryption technique to protect the instructional materials and maintain integrity and confidentiality of its data. ILAC may improve its data security posture by following encryption best practices, using trusted encryption solutions. Like if we the ILAC has, it should use strong encryption to protect the data and improve its data security posture so that so to keep the data safe and secured and there's no unwanted access or alteration to it. Thank you for watching our video. We'll see you in the next video. Thank you.